crescendo. So there's always a little leaning in, as if something's about to happen and then doesn't. Attend the tale of Sweeney Todd. His skin was pale and his eye was on. He shaved the faces of gentlemen who never thereafter were heard of again. Now there's an example of how you do creepy. By having a dissonance like that, and not quite resolving it, and it goes down to this chord instead of resolving it, and you feel a little relief, and then it goes. There's just that slight dissonance, and then back to. So the feeling is of lifting the voice a little bit and then dropping them a little, lifting, dropping. That may seem subtleties that nobody gets, but it creates a mood. And I don't think anybody would argue that the opening moments of this play are very creepy indeed.
Attend the tale of Sweeney Todd.
Attend the tale of Sweeney Todd.
He served a dark and a vengeful God.
He served a dark and a vengeful God.
What happened then? Well, that's the play, and he wouldn't want us to give it away. Not Sweeney.
Not Sweeney Todd. The demon of the fleet. Street.
That was Stephen Sondheim in 1980, here in New York in his piano room, talking about the composition of Sweeney Todd. He started very young on Broadway. He wrote the libretto for West Side Story. He's back on Broadway now with A Little Night Music. We not only did the Sweeney Todd program, we did a masterclass with Stephen Sondheim, and he'll be 80 soon. The perfect time to come back to New York, go back to his house, and revisit this great talent. When I first interviewed you in 1980, Sweeney Todd was just about to come onto the London stage, and you, I think very generously, showed us how you put certain parts of it together. It isn't usual for people to be as open about the way they compose things, the way they do things. I mean, do you enjoy doing that? You saw it.
Oh, very much. Teaching is the sacred profession as far as I'm concerned, and any way you can demonstrate what you do. I love reading about any kind of craft or profession that I know nothing about, like how to raise cattle. I'm not interested in cattle, but I'm interested in how people do it. So even if I were not interested in music, I would be interested in watching somebody tell how they made the product.
What do you think of Sweeney Todd now? Tim Burton's made it into a film. We did a film about Tim Burton
did
when he was making Sweeney Todd
really?
into a film. And it rolls along very strongly now, doesn't it?
Yes, I think it's, I really believe it's the first movie made from a stage musical that's a real movie musical.
It had all the elements that I love in something, which is it's got humor, it's got emotion, it's darkness, and it's got all those things mixed together.
You, sir, too, sir. Welcome to the grave. I will have vengeance. I will have salvation. Who, sir? You, sir? No one's in the chair. Come on, come on. Sweeney's waiting. I want you, bleeders.
I've found all the other ones, including ones I've been connected with, like West Side Story or ones like My Fair Lady. They seem to me not made for film, but they seem to me photographed stage plays. Yeah. This is really reconceived for film, and I think I happen to like it, but even if I didn't like it, it's a real film.
Since we talked, a book comes out, Sondheim Alive, and filled in, as it were, things we simply didn't talk about in the previous two programs. They weren't about that. Mm-hmm. But I was very interested in how you got started. I always am, and I think most people are. And the way you started off writing music, your relationship when you met Oscar Hammerstein and so on. Could you tell us a bit about that, how you got there?
Well, when I was 6 or 7 years old, I took piano lessons, which is what every nice Jewish boy did in upper middle class Manhattan. But I wasn't particularly interested in it. But there was music that somewhere within me. And then my parents got divorced when I was 10 years old. My mother had custody of me, and she bought a farm in Pennsylvania, a farmhouse really with acreage attached. I was an only child. She needed a way of occupying my time, and she also liked celebrities a lot. And she knew the Hammersteins. They lived a few miles away, and they had a son my age. So Jimmy Hammerstein and I became fast friends, and Oscar became a sort of surrogate father to me. I've often said, if Oscar had been, a geologist, I would have been a geologist. I just wanted to do what he did. I wanted to be him, so to speak. And so that's how I got interested in writing songs.
Don't you love us? My fault I feel. I thought that you'd want what I'd want. Sorry, my dear. And where are the clouds? Quick, send in the cloud. Don't bother. There